Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And
you still don't sound normal.
I know. We're together again, though, right?
We are. We were together the whole time, but just on air.
I was pulling the strings.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna talk about Wizards of the Coast. We've got some breaking news. We just talked about WotC the other day and the Magic the Gathering brouhaha over the fan rule set.
Oh yes, you can't talk about them ever.
Yeah, you can't talk smack.
I hope no one that worked there signed that before they were working there, in other jobs, because they're completely screwed if they did.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast is apparently laying a bunch of people off in D&D. So this is not good. This is not good. Well, depends on who you ask. It's not good for the employees, obviously, but it does seem to indicate, at least to me, that Hasbro is looking at D&D as an IP and not necessarily as something they want to be messing with as far as tabletop games go. I think eventually they're going to just outsource the tabletop.
Well, I mean they're going to make like apps with it and stuff like that. Okay,
yeah.
I was going to say, because that's what it is, though.
Yeah, that's what they want to do with it. They already said they want to do this virtual tabletop thing, and they're going to use AI art and AI assets, and they're going to basically just turn it into a Monopoly Go, but with D&D. And if there is going to be a physical D&D tabletop game, they'll probably just outsource it to somebody else, because I don't think they want to be in that business anymore. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Have to give a hat tip to Graph Paper Architect who sent this over. I missed it. It just happened, I guess, today, but it's coming from Tabletop Gaming News. More layoffs hit Wizards of the Coast amid corporate reorganization. They said there are fresh indications of more layoffs at Wizards, with news coming directly from those impacted. Associate influencer.
Wait. What?
Associate influencer manager.
Associate influencer manager.
Yes, this is the guy.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. It means you're not exactly a senior influencer manager. You're an associate.
Do you want me to read some of this, because you seem to be struggling?
Anyway, Dixon Dubow announced on Twitter he had been laid off as part of a corporate reorganization. He expressed his dismay, saying, "Unfortunately, I was informed today that my position on Wizards D&D has been impacted as part of a corporate reorganization. I've been laid off. More words will come later. For now, I'm just heartbroken."
Maybe they're not using influencers anymore.
They had quite a debacle. They did that.
They're just going to make you sign those non-disparagement clauses if you want to be an influencer now. And
yeah,
I'm kidding. I don't know.
They do. They actually, when you do these events and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they weren't making people sign that until now for the other thing.
I'm thinking that they might have. I'm going to be honest. I think they might have gotten rid of him because the last influencer event wound up being a freaking disaster.
Yes, you told me about that.
They were trying to do damage control for the OGL, and it wound up blowing up in their faces. I don't know if he was involved with it or not. I have no idea. I do know that it did make headlines and had chatter for all the wrong reasons. So, said Dubo played a significant role in building relationships with the community. His contributions were widely recognized amongst content creators as helping Wizards maintain strong connections during major events and product releases.
Translation: his contribution were widely recognized amongst the people that he let be influencers that got to do Wizards of the Coast stuff.
Pretty much. Again, I can't vouch for whether or not this guy's good guy, bad guy, whatever. I don't know.
I'm just saying, but he was in charge of wrangling the influencers.
Yes.
So basically, he had significant relationship in picking who got to be the influencers.
Yes. And it did not work out well for them. I think they're gonna restructure the whole thing. I, honest to God, think before it's all said and done that D&D is just going to be a brand that they're going to own, and they're just going to slap it on a freaking lunchbox and slap it on a freaking dress. They have dresses. They already did.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a
lifestyle. That's what was popping in my mind when you were saying that.
The corporate reorganization remains vague, with concerns about what this means for the future of Wizards. Wizards of the Coast has yet to issue an official statement regarding this development. They'll probably say something at the next earnings call. Hey, we cut some people. It's not the first time Wizards has faced significant layoffs in recent years. In December 2023, Hasbro, the parent company of Wizards, which is talking about moving to Boston out of Rhode Island.
Yeah, have we heard anything else about that?
They're already looking at space, I guess.
Okay.
In December 2023, they laid off 1,100 people right before Christmas, too.
Oh, I remember that.
Was
Yes,
really
we
tight.
covered that. Yeah.
Many of whom were part of Wizards, specifically D&D. This came after an earlier round of 800 layoffs at the beginning of 2023, bringing the total number of positions eliminated last year to almost 2,000, marking a 20% workforce reduction. Layoffs were part of a broader strategy by Hasbro to navigate financial challenges amid a struggling toy market. Yes and no. I think that they're just looking to cut overhead because maximize profits.
Oh, here they said they closed their Providence, Rhode Island office. So
Yeah,
they said they were cutting costs by they're selling their stake in E1 and closing their Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay, so they're
offices.
going to go through with the Boston thing.
It must be because they said they're closed now.
Yeah, during these challenging times, Wizards had been a bright spot for Hasbro with Magic and D&D seeing significant popularity, and they burned down almost all of their fan goodwill within the span of like 3 to 4 years.
Except for the influencers that were part of that team that guy got gone from. So
Yeah, right. So here are some of the reactions on Twitter. Trevor Vale says, "Remember, this loss to the D&D space was not due to Wizards. Don't blame them. Don't heap hate on that division or other employees. Don't use this as some sort of revenge fantasy crap to get back at WotC. This was a Hasbro decision." Yeah, I think so. It feels very Hasbro. I mean, look, there's some weird stuff going on at WotC, but it's gotten significantly worse.
yes, he said, "Great thing, Hasbro. Toy lines are still hemorrhaging money after our restructuring last year. What do we do?"
Yeah, let's fire direct customer relations employees from one of our most successful IPs in the middle of a year-long product launch. Yeah, they're launching a new version of the Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah, but aren't those the ones that you were talking about? They
with
were
the
like
sensitivity trigger warnings. Yeah.
So hey, I mean,
Yeah,
maybe people aren't buying those. Just saying.
Let's see here. Ryan David, who humorously enough is I hate Ryan David on Twitter. This makes me happy as a Hasbro shareholder and gives me hope that when those jobs return, they get filled by real talent who loves the game instead of narcissists who only love themselves. Burn it down, let it be reborn. Ouch. This one is Dan Muniz. This one has me straight up hurt and angry. Dixon was a shining light at Wizards D&D, not only spearheaded efforts in creating incredible connections with creators, but he genuinely cared for people and put out fires left and right. They lost a pillar of the company. I don't think they care anymore.
No, I don't think they do either.
Bob World Builder. I almost said Bob the Builder. Bob World Builder, who is actually pretty well known in D&D circles. He said, "As an RPG content creator, Dixon was my main contact with Wizards, putting out fires, extending olive branches, and clearly working way too hard to be let go like this. This layoff feels like burning a bridge to the creator community while Dixon was holding it up."
Okay, so it does sound like the at least the acceptable creator community, the acceptable ones. It's going. So you already ticked off a lot of people, and now the ones you still have on your side, you just piss them off too. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So yeah, people said that they were worried. Where was this at? On message board. Stu running for the door. Leadership scrambling on the TG side. Conference rooms booked for large stretches. Mill managers being told they should come into the office tomorrow. Well, why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be at the office?
I don't know. Probably those work at home jobs.
Yeah.
We work at home, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, but yeah. It's not looking good. Yeah, we got tagged in here. Happy Merlot 2020. Here's the original post.
Yeah, I do feel bad, but I mean, it just seems like that one guy said, the one thing you have going for you that you have this new group of people that are engaged. So then you cut that off too.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like right now, D&D and Wizards as a whole is in a really bad place. And if you've got anybody at the company that at least can make you look presentable to the community, I think you need to probably keep them around. I think what's going to happen, my personal opinion, is they're going to do a bunch of shit which they know people like him are not going to like. Mm-hmm. And they need them out of the way. Mm-hmm. And this is why I think they got rid of some of the art people. And this is why they got rid of some of the old heads, the people that were going to push back.
Well, I know it's Magic, but why would you make that mandatory that you have to agree to a non-disparagement in perpetuity if you were doing things on the up and up? I'm just saying, Yeah,
I think, look, they're going to turn all of this into digital shit. They're going to turn it all into digital shit. And there's been a rumor for a while. I don't know if it's going to happen or not happen, but there's been speculation that they've been chumming up to Tencent about just selling D&D and Magic to Tencent, and then I have no idea if that'll happen or not. But Hasbro's not in a great place right now. They really are not. And this is one of the few things that they have that basically prints money. But
it's funny to me. Hasbro is a toy company.
Yeah.
Toy and games, and they're doing everything they can to ruin all their toys and games.
Hasbro doesn't want to make toys. Hasbro doesn't want to make toys. Hasbro doesn't want to make toys. Yeah, pretty much.
Hasbro wants to be a dentist.
They want to be a dentist, right? There's better money in that. And that's just it. The guy they have is in charge now, Chris Cox. He's from Microsoft. He doesn't give a shit. I mean, he doesn't care about toys. He talks, all you hear him talk about.
That's what happens when you let Dick run the company. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but all he talks about, like all this guy talks about in his interviews is all the IP that they have. He sounds like freaking Bob Iger.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Bob Iger's always going about IP.
So there we go, guys. We'll keep an eye on this. It's not looking good for D&D though, for sure. So good luck to those of you affected. I'm not a real big fan of where WotC is right now, obviously, but that doesn't mean that some good people
don't get caught up in it.
Yeah, they're going to get caught up in it. That happens all the time. So, all right, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.